Welcome to this super deluxe edition video. Today I wanted to tell you about this new Blu-ray audio that's coming out as part of the SDE Surround series, and it's Dire Straits' 1985 album Brothers in Arms. An absolute classic, of course. This is number 38 in the SDE Surround series, and this is what it's going to look like. This is actually a mock-up, it's not the finished product, because you might see the colours slightly more faded than you might expect. So this is just a mock-up version, but it comes in the high fidelity pure audio packaging. This is going to come with a Dolby Atmos mix created by Guy Fletcher, who was of course a keyboard player in the band, still works with Mark Knopfler today. This is a Dolby Atmos mix he actually created in 2022. It's only been available on streaming up until this point in time, but exclusively it's going to be available on this physical product. Guy's also done an instrumental version of the Dolby Atmos mix, which is going to be incredible to hear a full instrumental version of Brothers in Arms for the first time ever, and it's going to be exclusive to this product. There'll also be the 2005 5.1 surround mix included, and then two stereo versions, the original CD version, which has all the long version of the album, and the slightly edited vinyl LP version as it first came out in 1985. First time it's been on a sort of digital optical disc product. So I thought, as well as telling you about this great new product which you can order exclusively from the SDE shop, there'll be links on this video and in the comments section. But as well as telling you about this, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to go through and look at the kind of history of the album mainly through the CD releases over the years. So, and there's a little surprise at the end, which I think you'll be quite interested in. So let's take a look. So this is the original 1985 UK CD. Design's become a bit of a classic, simple but striking. It works very, very well. The pink on the blue design. And the CD itself, I mean, it's quite straightforward packaging, to be honest. So the booklet has lyrics in and that's about it. I always like the CD, the design. It's obviously got the guitar going on. Yeah, quite straightforward, but obviously quite a big deal this coming out on CD. Did a lot for the CD format, which had been invented by Philips, and it was a kind of big promotional thing going on when this first came out. Now, fast forward 20 years, and we had this 20th anniversary Super Audio CD edition in super jewel case packaging. As you can see, a slight difference in the cover artwork there. They've got a bit of a crop of the original image. Now this offered a 5.1 surround mix of Brothers in Arms, which was created by Chuck Ainley and Mark Knopfler. CD kind of it's not dissimilar to the original one in terms of the design. So this had a stereo layer and also the surround layer. And quite surprisingly for a Super Audio CDs, this has always been quite easy to get hold of. And even today you can get hold of it relatively easily. So it's never gone out of print or become super expensive like most Super Audio CDs tended to do. Booklet wise, I think it's fairly much, there's a little bit of blurb there at the beginning from Robert Sandel actually, but mostly it's just the lyrics. And there was actually an alternative packaging for this. I picked this up last year at Den Bosch Record Fair actually. So same thing, sort of Super Audio CD 20th anniversary. But you can see there's quite a cool design. Yeah, so that's quite nice. I mean, sort of basically this is digipack style packaging. This was probably a territorial thing. It was probably in one territory that it was released like this, because I don't remember ever seeing these in the UK. Quite a nice background image on the digipack. I think the booklet is the same. Yeah, the booklet's identical. So that's just an alternate version of the 20th anniversary Super Audio CD. Now then, fast forward to 2013. So Mobile Fidelity decided to do their own Super Audio CD of Brothers in Arms. This has got gatefold packaging, which is slightly unusual since the original was never a gatefold. And also, when you open the gatefold, all you see is some text. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's the best use of gatefold. This was mastered by Sean R. Britton, so a different person doing the mastering. The other thing about this Super Audio CD is there's no 5.1 surround mix, purely stereo only. So you could argue it's not really as good as the other one, but MoFi obviously have a good reputation for mastering. That's what the disc looks like there, so it's very much their style. Of course, this was a digital recording originally. I think Brothers in Arms was digitally recorded and then mixed analog and then digitally mastered or something like that. I think it's DAD, and I think the original CD says DDD, but I don't think that's actually correct. You do get a booklet in this one. It's actually a bit easier to read with the black on the pink. This was 2013. The year after that, so this is like 11 years ago, this Japanese Super Audio CD Platinum Edition, which many of you might have seen these. They did a whole series of releases in this kind of slightly odd packaging. In Japan, there was a period where they did, it's kind of a mini LP vinyl replica in a little outer box. I'll show you what it looks like. So you've got the kind of obi strip here, comes over the back, and then genuine SHM SACD for audiophile only. Single layer, green label, direct stream digital DSD. So yeah, they were quite flashy, these. Sort of opens up. That's the disc there. So special kind of platinum edition disc. Yeah, and this is a single layer Super Audio CD. No 5.1 on this either. Then inside this box, you see, you've got a vinyl replica version of the album. It's even got the little sticker here, look. Which of course no one ever sticks on, but you get that there. There's the obi strip. And then inside this, you've got some vinyl replicas. So you've got the replica inner sleeve from the vinyl. And then there's a booklet here, and this booklet tells you that it was the flat transfer was done by Richard Whittaker and Mick McKenna in 2014 in London at FX Copy Room. There's some more details there. So this is a different, this isn't the same as the MoFi one. It's not the same as the 20th anniversary. It's another different transfer. So back to the Blu-ray audio. So this is out on the 16th of May. So don't forget, this contains the 20th anniversary 5.1 mix, contains 2 Atmos mixes, instrumental and the normal vocal album version. And it has the 2 stereo versions as well. So this is a sort of catch-all, has all the good versions. Obviously it doesn't have the MoFi transfer or anything like that, but that was stereo only anyway, so you do get 2 stereo versions on this. However, a special treat to end with in our CD exploration of Brothers in Arms is the first UK, I think it's the first CD single in the world actually, of the title track of the album, Brothers in Arms. So here we have them. There's actually 2 versions of this CD single, come in a proper jewel case. One says Dire Straits Live in 85, which is this one. And then the other one says Dire Straits Live in 86. So there's 2 versions, and they were both limited to supposedly like between 400 and 600 copies each. They're identical effectively, apart from that front bit. So you get the slightly shorter version of Brothers in Arms, which I think is 6 minutes. Then you get the full length version, which is nearly 7 minutes. You get Going Home theme from Local Hero live version on both. And then you get the instrumental segment from Why Worry, which is the extra bit which was on the CD but not on the vinyl version. So that's what that's all about. Now, the disc design is quite similar to the other designs we've seen. It sort of picks up on the guitar, and you know, it's a simple, it's not really a booklet, it's a kind of insert. You get the lyrics to the song, there's the guitar graphic, and there's the back. So a very nice rarity. I'm sort of lucky to have both versions. This, you see this logo Live in 86, it's in colour. That one's in sort of one colour. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at Brothers in Arms on CD over the years. So there's a 40th anniversary reissue, as I say, 16th of May. The Blu-ray audio has all those mixes that I've told you about. There's also a 3 CD edition with a previously unreleased live concert and a 5 LP box set as well, if you really want to splash out on the vinyl. So go to the SD shop to order the Blu-ray. As I say, link coming up, link in the comments below. And thanks very much for watching. See you again next time.